Why would you want to go to Korea? If you go there, they are going to spit on you and treat you like trash. So let's rewind to the year 2003. And I was teaching English at an ESL school in Vancouver, Canada. And it was a Korean owned school, and the students were Korean. And it was a great job, of course. I, loved the kids. It was fun teaching the kids, and I loved getting those paychecks as well. Can't complain about that too, because at that age, you had, at least some bills to pay. But after that, you could take home most of that money. But basically, that school led me to believe that I could become an English teacher in Korea, and that was my goal. It was to leave Canada and come to Korea. So, things were all right, I guess. And, I didn't have any problems at home or any issues like that. But I felt like I just wanted to go to Korea. I felt kind of stuck. The comfortable ease of living in your hometown, and everything's convenient, and family is nearby, which is wonderful and great, of course. But I felt like I had something more to give. And although it sounds pretty cheesy to say that, I want to explore. And why not, at that age, especially right out of university, or at least a year out of university, it was something I really wanted to do. However, it was a lot easier, said than done. And the reason why I say that is there were two major obstacles in my way for my dream of moving to Korea to happen. One was quite real, and the other one was more of a mental thing. The first major obstacle that I faced was kind of the reality of the situation. I was applying to jobs I would see online. Shout out to Dave's ESL, by the way. I was checking out their message boards, the job boards, applying to jobs that looked really good for me. But for, I believe, around 5 or 6 months, I was not even getting any replies at all, not even rejection letters. It was just dead silence, just crickets. And basically, I was quite concerned, of course, because I had this dream, and the reality was it wasn't going to happen. So I applied to one academy. I remember this story, where the academy looked really good. The package was great. The whole entire situation, the location looked really good as well. I remember that. And so a couple of weeks passed after I applied, and they, again, no response. So I sent them an email. I waited a couple of weeks. I thought, okay, what's going on here? Am I in the running at all? Do I have a chance? So I just, sent an email to the person of the HR, and they replied. And what they said was, we do not need Korean Canadians. We want a foreigner. And I remember clearly him sending me the reply with these next three words: a white face. So he wanted a white person to fill that role that he had open. So I was like, whoa, okay. That kind of stuff happened a lot, I suppose, back in 2003. And it never would happen today, would it? Anyways, I could not control that. And, what could I control? But let's move on to the second obstacle, which was, it didn't really stop me from wanting to go to Korea, but it was more of a mental thing more than anything else. The story goes like this. Basically, the person that I worked with in Vancouver at the ESL school, when I told him that I was going to go to Korea, I had this plan to go to Korea to teach English there, he basically said to me, and I'll never forget these words, he said, why would you want to go to Korea? If you go there, they are going to spit on you and treat you like trash. And I was like, huh? As a 20-something-year-old, I was kind of taken aback. I was like, whoa, okay. Did not expect that kind of response. Add to the fact earlier about the email of me being rejected, saying they wanted a white person to fill that role. I just thought, okay, maybe it's just not even a possibility of me moving to Korea to teach English. Now, I don't know this guy's intent for saying those words about Koreans will treat me like trash and spit on me. It could have been possibly he was concerned, like I can't speak Korean well and I'm a Korean Canadian and things would be difficult for me. But I'm not exactly sure of his intent. But I guess the point is 23 years later, and I still remember those words really clearly. So what happened next? Well, obviously I was able to find work in Korea, which I'll get into in future videos. But if you are kind of curious or wondering, should I move to Korea to teach English? You know, if the opportunity is there and you feel like you're stuck in your current situation, you know, why not try it out for a year? For myself, at least, you know, if I had not come to Korea and just stayed in Canada for the last 23 years, I don't think I would have grown to where I am today. And I'm not talking about materialistically or financially, but in terms of how much I've grown as a person. And we'll get into all of those details in future videos. But I wish that, you know, if someone says to you, don't go, they're going to spit on you, they're going to treat you like trash, they're going to do this to you or that to you, this thing will happen, that thing will happen. Well, it's true, anything can actually happen wherever you are. But you're an adult, of course, and you can make those decisions on your own. But for me, I absolutely would not change a single thing about my decision of moving to Korea. Now, if you stayed until the end of this video, I really appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. And if you want to hear more about my journey, the ups and the downs, and there are some downs, of course, not everything goes smoothly or according to plan. But if you want to hear some more interesting stories, of course, please like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next one. Take care and bye-bye.